Hello, everyone, and welcome to English Story Hub. Once upon a time, in a small town named Willowbrook, there was a young girl named Regan. She had bright blue eyes, curly brown hair, and a heart full of dreams. Regan lived with her grandmother, Nana Rose, in a cozy cottage at the edge of the forest. Regan loved to bake. Every morning, she helped Nana Rose make bread, cookies, and pies. Their small bakery, Sweet Magic, was famous in town. People loved their food because it always tasted special. Some even said the bakery's treats had a little bit of magic inside. One sunny morning, while Regan was kneading dough, a tiny bluebird flew into the bakery. It chirped loudly and fluttered around the room. "Look, Nana, this bird is so excited," Regan laughed. Nana Rose wiped flour from her hands and smiled. "Maybe it's trying to tell us something, dear." The bluebird landed on the counter and tapped its beak on a small wooden box near the sugar jars. Regan had never seen the box before. Curious, she opened it. Inside, there was a tiny golden key. "A key? What does it open?" Regan wondered. Nana Rose's eyes twinkled. That, my dear, is a special key. I found it long ago, but I never knew what it was for." Regan felt a strange excitement. She had always loved solving mysteries. "Can I find out, Nana?" "Of course," Nana Rose said with a warm smile. That evening, after the bakery closed, Regan held the key tightly and walked into the forest behind their home. The trees whispered in the wind, and the fireflies lit up the path. Suddenly, she saw something unusual. A small, round wooden door hidden between the roots of an old oak tree. Regan's heart raced. Could this be it? She gently placed the key into the tiny lock and turned it. Click! The door creaked open, and Regan gasped. Behind the door was a glowing tunnel, filled with the scent of warm cinnamon and sweet vanilla. Without hesitation, she stepped inside. Regan found herself in a magical kitchen. The shelves were filled with shimmering jars of sugar, flour, and sparkling sprinkles. Floating whisks stirred batter by themselves. In the center of the room stood a tall man wearing a chef's hat and a bright green apron. "Ah, a visitor," he exclaimed, his eyes twinkling. "Welcome, young baker. I am Chef Alastair, guardian of the secret bakery." Regan blinked in surprise. "A secret bakery?" "Yes," Alastair grinned. "This is where the most magical treats in the world are made." Regan looked around in amazement. "Do you use real magic?" "Indeed," Alastair said, handing her a small cupcake. "Try this." Regan took a bite. As soon as the soft, sweet flavor melted on her tongue, she felt a warm, happy feeling spread through her body. She could hear music, see golden sparkles in the air, and smell the sweetest scents. "This is incredible," she said. Alastair chuckled. "Would you like to learn how to bake magic treats?" "Yes, please." Regan's eyes shone with excitement. For days, Regan trained in the secret bakery. She learned to mix happiness into muffins, kindness into cookies, and laughter into lemon tarts. She discovered that every magical ingredient had a special power. One day, Alastair showed her a glowing cookbook. "This book holds the secret to the greatest recipe of all, the Golden Pastry of Dreams." "What does it do?" Regan asked. "It grants one true wish to the person who eats it," Alastair said. "But it is very difficult to make." Regan felt a spark of determination. "I want to try." Alastair nodded. "Then let us begin." The recipe had many steps. Regan had to gather moonlight sugar, whispering flour, and stardust honey. She carefully mixed the ingredients, but something was missing. "This isn't right," Regan sighed. Alastair watched her thoughtfully. "Perhaps you need one final ingredient, something from your heart." Regan thought for a moment, then smiled. She closed her eyes and whispered, "I wish for this pastry to bring happiness to everyone who eats it." She sprinkled a tiny bit of her own joy into th dough. When the pastry baked, it glowed like the morning sun. "You did it!" Alastair cheered. Regan held the warm pastry in her hands. "I want to share this with my Nana." Alastair smiled. "Then go, young baker. And remember, true magic comes from the heart." Regan rushed home, carrying the golden pastry. When she arrived, Nana Rose was waiting for her. "Where have you been, dear?" Nana asked. Regan smiled and placed the pastry in front of her. "Try this, Nana." Nana took a bite. Her eyes widened and a warm glow surrounded her. She looked at Regan with happy tears in her eyes. "This tastes like love," she whispered. Regan hugged her tightly. "It's magic, Nana." From that day on, the little bakery in Willowbrook became even more special. People who ate their treats felt happier, kinder, and full of joy. And every night, when Regan looked at the forest, she saw a tiny bluebird watching over her, as if to say, "Well done, young baker."